Today I'm going to show you guys how to make this pecan pie, this lemon meringue pie, and this pumpkin pie. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It's not pie, it's actually cake. Welcome back to Shirley's Baked Cakes. To get started making these cake imposters, we have to obviously have our cake. So I just baked up some pumpkin cake and some lemon cake, and they're just my 6-inch cakes, but we're not going to stack them. We're going to use these 3 different cakes to make our pies. So now that we have our pies, cakes baked, we are going to crumb coat them. The pumpkin one, however, I'm going to show the top of the pumpkin one, so I'm going to do a little bit more than crumb coat the pumpkin one, but the other two, the pecan pie and the lemon meringue pie, we're just going to do a quick crumb coat across these cakes. Make sure to get the bottom around, get the buttercream in between the cracks down there between the cake board, because you'll want to have an even layer of fondant for the pie crust. So just crumb coat these cakes. The pumpkin pie, however, I'm gonna make, it look a little bit nicer on top, just because you're gonna see the top of the cake. But don't worry about the other two, even though I kind of made the same design on all 3, you don't have to do that. It can really just be a crumb coat for the lemon and the pecan. Now it's time to get the pie crust going. So I don't use fondant very often, but I did use it today because it's my marshmallow fondant. And it tastes so much better than that other fondant. So when I do use fondant, I definitely use the marshmallow one. I can do a video on it if you guys want my marshmallow fondant recipe. Leave it in the comments. All right, so to make it, I just dyed my fondant this kind of pie crust color. And now we're just gonna roll it out. After we rolled it out, I just measured the sides of my little cakes, and then I just cut the fondant out a little bit higher than my cake so that we can get the little cute pie crust and the shape of it and make it a cute pie crust. So now, after we've got it all cut out and ready, we're gonna put it around the sides of this cake. You can try and put the pie crust on in one really big circle, but a lot of times it gets too thin and it will break, and it just makes for a lot more stress. So I like to do it in 2 different sections, so I just kind of put the pie crust around and then just kind of push it on there, because we don't need any perfections here. We're just making some cute pies out of cake today. After we've wrapped it around the cake, now you can see with my fingers, I'm just pinching it around the sides to make it that fun little pie crust look. Now we gotta do the same thing on the rest of the cakes. Now that we have the pie crust on and ready, to do the lemon meringue pie first. So I just made some meringue. We're just gonna pipe this fun meringue right on top of this. And then I got my blowtorch, and I'm just gonna blowtorch that meringue. So, it looks like a lemon meringue pie, guys. Next, we are gonna do the pecan pie, and I just candied some pecans, and it was really, really easy. I just did it in my crock pot. If you guys want that recipe, we can do a video all about how I candy nuts for Christmas and all that fun stuff, so let me know. And now I'm just gonna set them right on top of this cake and just kind of pile them up. It doesn't have to be any special way, just kind of pile those pecans on, make this pecan pie cake. Now it's time to do the pumpkin pie. And like I said, I just kind of left the top of it to look a little bit cleaner, because you're going to see the top of the pumpkin pie, because you always see the top of pumpkin pies. So now I just cut out some leaves out of fondant, same color as my pie crust fondant, and we just made some leaves, and then I kind of just got a little food coloring, some brown, and just spread it across these fun little leaves to give it a little bit of dimension. And then I got some cinnamon and just kind of sprinkled that on top of these leaves. And now I'm just gonna set it right on top of this cute little pumpkin pie cake. Now you can't have pumpkin pie without whipped cream, so this is just buttercream, and I'm just gonna pipe a little bit of buttercream right on top, put a little cinnamon on top of that, and there you go, guys, pumpkin pie. I also added a few of those cute little leaves to my pecan pie just to finish it off. All right, guys, these little cakes could be my favorite thing that I've ever made. I just think they turned out so much fun. My kids came up and they were like, oh my gosh, they look like real pies. And I said, well, that's what I was going for, so that is good. They're so fun and really fairly easy to create. I added a little bit of brown food coloring on the sides of the pie crust just to give it a little bit more dimension. It's just a fun new idea for your Thanksgiving table. If you guys aren't a big fan of pie and you like cake better, then make some of these fun pies, but make them cake style. Thanks so much for watching here as we made these super cute, fun cake pies today. They're kind of my favorite. Make sure and subscribe to my channel, guys, and hit that notification bell. Now we need to cut into these little pies and see how they look.